It's heavy. God's timing is perfect. Patience has a purpose. Waiting for it's worth it. God's timing is perfect. Patience has a purpose. Waiting for it's worth it. Right on time when we late to the party. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Right on time when we late to the party. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Right on time when we late to the party animals. Leaps of faith, Geronimo. Check my watch, tick, tick, tock. My God lives outside of those. Please do not limit me. My worth infinity and beyond. This is our buzz like yeah, right here. Don't tour it out, story, oh no, Whoa, let me breathe. God too cold, stay on freeze. Couldn't buy me with 100 G's. I'm priceless, but he paid the fee. Money can't make that purchase. Patience has a purpose. We just scratching the surface. The wait's gonna be worth it, cause God's timing is perfect. Patience has a purpose. Waiting for it's worth it. God's timing is perfect. Patience has a purpose. Waiting for it's worth it. Right on time when we late to the party. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Right on time when we late to the party. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Right on time when we late to the party. It's perfect. Yeah, yeah. Patience has a purpose. Yeah, yeah. Waiting for it's worth it. Right on time when we late to the party. It's perfect. Yeah, yeah. Patience has a purpose. Yeah, yeah. Waiting for it's worth it. Right on time when we late to the. Show up late to the fiesta. God's timing so much better. Blow hotter than some peppers. This beat got me feeling extra. Two-step, no drink. Don't care what you think. Been high, no dang. God's love in my tank. We are not following trends, just following him. Swallowing pride, take off offense. Guarding my heart with my tumble defense. Y'all think we whack, not hardly. Jokes on you, no hardly. You think we tardy, truth is we right on time when we late to the party. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Right on time when we late to the party. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Right on time when we late to the party. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Right on time when we late to the party. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Right on time when we late to the.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel, guys. And Bitcoin just does not want to slow down, Mafia. What the heck are we going to do with this thing? Now, shout out to Golden for gifting those 50 Frankie Candles memberships right off the bat. Let's go. Bitcoin's at 60. Bitcoin's above 60K. Golden is gifting the memberships. Tony D. Maybe we should give some memberships too. But guys, Bitcoin getting the absolute blast off of a lifetime here. Are we going to see these new all-time highs incoming, or are we poised for a gigantic dump to come in here? We're going to be breaking it all down on tonight's live stream. I want to talk about the possibility of coming higher. Is this something that we can realistically expect? Or should we be very, very cautious at these levels of resistance, looking for a move to the downside? And there is a lot of stuff to look at here today, guys. Now, a lot of what we looked at on this morning's live stream played out almost perfectly. Not only the pump on Bitcoin, but we were looking at some stuff on Dogecoin that wound up playing out as well. I don't say that to brag. I say that so hopefully a lot of you guys watching can see, like, I remember him talking about this specific stuff on the live stream earlier. Now I see it playing out. I hope that that gives you the confidence to learn this TA and then wind up trusting the TA to make money on these moves before they happen, just like we do here in the Candle Mafia. So shout out to the Mafia. Congrats to anybody in the green right now, which I assume is a lot of people, right? If you're not in the green on your short-term trades, you're likely in the green on your spot bags, unless you bought like today. But guys, shout out to Golden for getting those memberships. We're going to be breaking out all the key levels on today's live stream. We will be taking a look at the altcoins. And without further ado, let's go ahead and say what's up to the Mafia, guys. Don't forget to smash that like button. If we get 1,000 likes on tonight's live stream, we will be giving away 0.02 Bitcoin. Which is worth a lot of money now. So smash that like button, guys, if you want to win a chance to win 0.02 Bitcoin. I wish I can give 0.02 Bitcoin to everybody in the Mafia, but unfortunately, we need to keep this YouTube channel going. Shout out to Local 11, said, draw the line and send it again, Sauce Master. Shout out to Local 11. Yeah, guys, the day before yesterday, all the live stream targets, the thumbnail called for 57K. Although you should never just trade based off of what a thumbnail says, I want to be very clear about that. But there are reasons. We don't just put these random arbitrary numbers on the thumbnails. I do try to relate the video and talk about what we put on the thumbnail is usually representative of what is explained in the video. And in that video or live stream, we were looking for that 57K level. We drew the line. Bitcoin yeeted up to it a couple hours later. And then yesterday, we were looking for a bigger move up. We came up to that level. And then earlier this morning, we were looking for a move up to some very key levels, which we wound up hitting right after the live stream. So I just want to be clear, guys. We're not right 100% of the time. We are right more than we're wrong, but we are wrong sometimes. So I don't want anyone just like betting the farm, like, oh God, this guy called the last 4 things. Just bet the farm on what he says. You're likely to lose your money like that. We've been wrong in the past. I will be wrong again. But it's been pretty good lately. The chart has been very, very technical recently, so it is a trader's dream. But shout out to Local 11. I appreciate that super chat, bro. Shout out to everybody who just got a membership. Smash that like button. And without further ado, shout out to Javid the Barber. Shout out to Crypto Warlock. Shout out to Dustin, Curtis Neal, Crypto Chronic, Mike Vito, my paisan. What is going on, brother? We got D Django says TA Doge. Hey, we're gonna be checking in on that Doge. That is for sure. Said, but in your thumbnail. Shout out to Edward Paperhands. Said, but in your thumbnail, you said I would be a millionaire. Crystal ball. I'm expecting it. Shout out to Edward Paperhands, Dave P, Javid. How you doing, brother? Don't look at me, bro. I'm embarrassed to be caught without a haircut in front of you, bro. But shout out to Javid the Barber. Shout out to Stupid Bitcoin, who we are quickly turning into Smart Bitcoin. Darren does things as usual, checking in. What is going on, bro? Show some love to our amazing mods, guys. You know who they are. Crypto Anon, Rob the Crypto Snob, Chemistry Bro, Crypto Billy, D Petty Crypto, Tyler Durden, Chemistry Bro. Did I say Chemistry Bro already? Captain Kirk, guys, show him some love in the chat. And without further ado, let's go ahead and see if we can call this thing again here on the live stream. Let's get into it. So, guys, here we are on Bitcoin. Now, if you watched the live stream from this morning, and again, guys, I want to be clear. I say this every day. It probably sounds like I'm beating a dead horse. I don't say this to brag. I say this to show you guys, hey, when we're showing this TA, learn it, and you can do this too. I am genuinely saying this to encourage you guys to take this craft seriously, learn the TA, and open up the possibility of finding financial freedom through trading crypto, whether the price is going up or down, because it literally does not matter if it's pumping or dumping. Shout out to Hawk Crypto Mining. I appreciate you. I appreciate that super chat. He said, "We Italians stick together, paisano." Shout out to Hawk Mining, Hawk Crypto Mining. I appreciate you so much for that super chat, bro. And us paisans, we do got to stick close together, keep the family and the mafia close together. So shout out to you, bro. Let's see. Tony D said, "I'm not a mod anymore, guys." Shout out to Tony D. I know, I do not consider Tony D a mod, guys. Tony D is the COO of Frankie Candles. He is not a mod. Technically, he's got a wrench, but I don't consider him a mod. Tony D, don't consider yourself like... Tony D's a wild boy. But shout out to Tony D. He's not my assistant either. He likes to introduce himself in person to people like, "Hey, how you doing? I'm Tony. I'm Frank's assistant." And I'm like, I literally have to correct him. I have to go, did he just say he's not my assistant? Why did he say that? He just likes to troll. But shout out to Tony D. We got Top G in the chat, said, yo, Frankie. What's up, Top G? We're going to hit these charts right now. So as you guys know, this morning on the live stream, we were looking at some key levels to the upside, right? And it's kind of getting hard to track. Bitcoin is moving so fast that it's like hard to figure out when we hit these levels. So this was today at 7 a.m. We wound up coming up to our target that we were looking at last night on the live stream, which was this key level, which was a high volume node. I'm going to show exactly where I found this level right now because I am all about teaching the mafia, not just gatekeeping all our secrets, but actually showing you guys how I find these levels so you can do it as well. Now, if I could zoom out far enough, maybe I can actually show you the level. But here we are, right? We were looking on last night's live stream to get a move up to this key level, which was sitting at, let me get the exact level here, $61,161. If you were in the live stream last night, that will sound very familiar to you. Let me go ahead and turn off these extra levels, the value area high, value area low, POC, bada boom, bada bing. And you can see here, right? Not only, really the only reason we were looking at this level was simply because it was a high volume node. Come on. There we go. Volume. There we go. The volume finally loaded. Here you go, right? You have this high volume node, which oftentimes these high volume nodes act as not only sticking points for price, meaning when price gets to a high volume node, oftentimes you will see price kind of cling to it, but they also act as magnets, right? This is one of the reasons why we were expecting that push up to that $61,116 level. And what happened, right? We got that push to the upside. We came up to this high volume node. And this morning we went live and we said, "Hey, look at that. Bing bong. We're sitting at that key level, guys." Where did it go? What just happened? Let me zoom out again. Why am I so lost right now? There we go. Okay, so $61,116. We came up to that level, and this morning we were kind of celebrating. Like, hey, guys, look at that. We called for this level yesterday, and now it's happening. What a beautiful thing. And then we looked at the next level to the upside, which was sitting up here closer to about $64,708, saying that, hey, guys, this isn't really that much of an important level, so to say, right? Because last night we were talking about how there really isn't much in the way of where we were last night and where we were looking to go, which was that previous all-time high at $69,000. So we did have this level. Granted, it wasn't really that important in my opinion, but it was the next technical local level to the upside, but not really a major level. But simply put, this morning we were like, oh my God, we hit the level. This is crazy. If we keep going, this is where I'd expect to go. And then like literally a few minutes after the stream, bing bong, right up to the level, guys. Absolutely insane. It's like, it is funny. Like we draw the line, we get the move, right? Now, it doesn't always work like this. It is playing out very, very well. Like I said, the chart is very technical right now, which is obviously a dream for somebody like me or you guys who are complete and total chart nerds, or churds, as I like to say. So the question is, where are we going now, right? So obviously we got the push up to our next level. Now, we'll be clear. We didn't hit this level to the dollar. We did front run it by a few bucks here. Nonetheless, we did come up very, very close to it. But the question is, are we going to continue up, or are we going to get a big correction? Because I know there's a lot of people worried out there This is the pump before the mega dump, right? This is the pump before the whole market gets washed out. There's going to be a gigantic shakeout coming, 20K incoming. You see all these crazy things start to pop up about Bitcoin when you see these big moves. You also get the people saying, now, just because we pumped up to this price this soon, now we're looking for $1 million in the next bull market. I have not changed any of my macro sentiment like this, guys. That is very, very emotionally driven. It's crazy. You see one big move on Bitcoin and everybody's like, oh my God, this changes everything. We're going to $1 million. It's all clickbait. It's all lies. It doesn't mean we can't go to $1 million, but it's like you can't judge that based off of like realistically. It's like we moved 13% in a day. That's a huge move, guys. It's a big deal, but it's not enough to be like, oh, that's it. We're going to $1 million next cycle now, not 200K. That's not how it works, right? That's just all clicks and people to get clicks, which is you can't hate on that, right? You need people to click your videos or click your articles, whatever it is, right? But here's the thing. Are we going to get that big pullback, or are we just going to keep shooting up? I'll be honest with you guys. I'm still looking higher. I'm not going to lie, guys. I am typically that voice of reason in everybody's head that's saying, everybody calm down. Everybody calm down. It's not that bullish. The bears are coming back. Don't worry. We're looking for the shorts. I'm not going to lie, guys. I am still looking for higher in the long term, right? That doesn't mean that I'm expecting to shoot up right after I get off the stream. I'm not expecting this to shoot up instantly. However, in the longer term, I am expecting to come up and hit this previous all-time high. This is the next level. And to be quite honest with you guys, I will just share this really quickly. If we pull this little range from back here at the actual top of the bull market, right? This key level that we were looking at $64,700 is a value area high. So this is important because this is going to have a lot to do with the context of what we're looking at today, right? Because here's the thing. We don't care about the narrative. We don't care about the news. We don't care about the fundamentals, right? Well, at least in the context of day trading or leverage trading. I do care about fundamentals for my long-term investments. I want to be very clear. I don't want to say, I don't want people thinking I just don't care about fundamentals at all. But in terms of trading like this, it doesn't really matter, right? We just need the asset to move. So let's take a look at this, right? Because once I break this down, you guys are going to see why this is not that crazy of a prediction, right? I mean, it is kind of a nice prediction, but simply put, guys, we're just running around in this volume profile, right? And if I grab my horizontal ray and I put a line on the value area low, come down to a lower time frame, you can see we basically just came up to this previous value area, broke above it, hit the POC, went for the value area high, and then we simply just went back to the bottom of the range. And right now we are getting another bounce from that bottom of the range. So for the most part, guys, I do think it's not impossible to get above this POC, get a push up to the value area high, and then if you wind up going for a deviation above the high here, your next major level of resistance is simply that previous all-time high, $69,182. Simply put, excuse me. And calling for this yesterday or looking for potential all-time highs to get visited or new all-time highs, we took a deep dive into where I would expect price to go if we had new all-time highs. I'll talk about that very briefly in today's video as well. But the thought of getting a big move up and coming into new all-time highs was what we were exploring yesterday. And I do think that this is still my next macro target, right? Because look how thick this money flow is, not only on the 1 hour, but you come up to a lot of these time frames. Weekly money flow is just getting thicker, right? It's even locally coming up here. So although we could look for short-term pullbacks, right? I mean, we are getting a bounce off the bottom of this range, so maybe we come back up. But here's the thing. If we do get a pullback, I would expect it to be somewhat lackluster before a continuation back to the upside. And the targets basically remain the same. 69,000 is going to be the next major level. Now, we do have some naked points of control in here, some daily naked points of control just before that all-time high. If I go all the way back in time over here, you guys can see just before that all-time high, you basically have two daily naked points of control between about 65.6 and about 66.8. We'll call it 66.7. 66.7 is that last level. And then after that, there is nothing holding you back from that all-time high. And I'll be honest with you guys, these naked points of control are not even on the order flow charts, which is typically where I get the naked points of control from, something like exo charts. They're not on exo charts, right? So these daily naked points of control should not be ignored, but they're not as powerful as a ExoChart's naked point of control, in my personal opinion. If you guys are confused on what I'm talking about this crazy program or software that we pull up that everyone's like, oh my God, what is that? That looks super scary. I'm not going to go over this right now, but I typically do like to get those daily naked points of control from the order flow charts. They pull real-time data from the exchanges, so their volume analysis, or I should say not analysis, their volume data is a little bit more accurate. That's the only reason I pull from here. However, these trading view levels are likely to get respected as well. But to be quite honest with you guys, this is why I was saying even on yesterday's live streams, let me pull back up the current price action here. As we look at the price action, that's why I'm saying there's really not much there, right? You have this little volume profile, which obviously gave us a quick move to the upside. That's why we weren't taking this very seriously. And then once you flip this to support, sure, you have those naked points of control, but they still don't really hold that much weight. I'm basically looking up towards the all-time high is what I'm saying, guys. Can we reject those other levels? Potentially. But really, I'm going to be waiting to see what happens, right? I'm looking for higher at the end of the day. I am still holding my longs. I am in a little bit of a hedge short position right now. It is at about break even, actually maybe a little bit in the red right now, but I am in a hedge short position. Got a little wild earlier today, guys. I was in that short position. I literally got up from my desk to do something for like 15 minutes. I came back and price had skyrocketed. I did not have a stop loss set. Which is on me, right? I don't recommend you do that, but I didn't think price was going to move that quickly, and that's what you get. That's why you have to stick to your rules, guys, because you simply never know what's going to happen. I'm thinking, hey, let me jump into this position. Let me run out of the room real quick to do something. I came back, guys. Price absolutely ripped to the upside, but it was already back down. So I was like, good thing I wasn't sitting at the desk because this all happened while I was gone, and when I came back, my short was in profit, likely in the red again, though. But it is a small position, guys. We are being extremely conservative with the shorts and extremely greedy with the longs. Still holding my longs, not only from down here at about 40K, but also still holding my long from all the way down here at about 26.8. So holding both of those longs, and if that's says something, take that for what it's worth, right? I am looking for those higher prices to get hit, and the fact that we are sticking this value area low may be a potential indicator that we could maybe potentially look at this value area high at $64,708. We did front run it slightly. It's not oftentimes that you front run one of these value area highs before and then just get a big dump, right? Typically, you will come up and tap it. Now, hard to say if we're going to get that off of this bounce right here, because if you look at Market Cypher, we do have a fresh red dot on the 4-hour. This doesn't guarantee a mega dump. Remember, with the bearish divergences, guys, in such a bullish market, you want to take these with a grain of salt, right? Sure, they can indicate pullbacks, but we're not looking to short these down to zero. They're like almost every single bear div that you get is going to give you some kind of a move. They're not all tradable. They're not all big moves, right? Especially in a bullish environment like we're in right now. So being very careful with the short still. But if I get stopped out, I'll get stopped out at a small loss, and then we can look for another position, right? And I talked about this with the premium Discord. I'm not going to pull up the Discord right this second because I don't know what's up. But showing them like, hey, guys, got stopped out of my short earlier, 3% loss. I talked about this earlier today on the early live stream. Got stopped out of my short for a 3% loss, but one of the longs is up 1,100%. The other long is up 1,400%. The Matic long is up, I don't even know how much. So the point is the losses are way smaller than the wins, right? And that's how you want to do it. And so we are still taking shots at these shorts, but they are very low risk, right? I get stopped out. It's not a big deal. The longs cover it plus profit, like plenty of profit. So with that being said, if we do get a bigger pullback, I am going to be looking for it to be a local pull to the downside before getting another move up, potentially targeting not only this value area high at 64.7, but also the previous all-time high, and maybe those local levels right below it. But if we do get a pullback to come in here, which I'll be honest with you guys, this thing just doesn't want to stop going up. I mean, this is wild. This is just like, it's insane to see price rip from thousands of dollars up to $57,000, right? And then you go to sleep, you wake up today, and it's like, oh, wow, we ripped again. And then you go live, and you're like, oh, my God, guys, we're still ripping. And then you get off the live stream, you come back, and we just ripped again, multiple thousands of dollars. It is starting to feel like a bull run, guys. So shout out to anybody who made it through the dark trenches of the bear market. This is potentially the light at the end of the tunnel. We are within, let's measure it. We are within, from the current price, I'm going to have to go a little bit off it to get this tool to work. We are about 12% from the previous all-time high. We were talking yesterday about being 20% from the all-time high, or maybe it was this morning. We are very quickly approaching these levels, guys. So, next major level of resistance, if we do pull back, this is what I'm looking at. Going to be taking a look at some of these Fibonacci retracement levels. Let's pull it from the impulse to the high. You can see here, these are two pretty saucy levels in my opinion. We do have two higher time frame support levels with that golden pocket retracement. Go ahead and turn that blue. Go ahead and turn this one blue as well. So yeah, 786 daily. We do have that confluence on both of these levels. 786 with this daily, golden pocket with this daily. Going to be pretty saucy levels, right? So if we break down, we lose this local volume profile. Again, this isn't that big or extreme of a volume profile. So if we break down below this, it's not like super bearish, but it would indicate that we're probably going to go for that golden pocket retracement. However, if we come down to some lower time frames, you can see we do have some consolidation here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that range. And you can see that range is not in beautiful confluence, to be quite honest with you, but this could just be something to give us some kind of context into what price is going to do, right? Because if we do get a move back down, we break below that value area high, and then we come down to this daily and the value area low. Let me go ahead and draw these levels, right? So you have your value area low here. As you deviate, you do have a nice backstop of support on this golden pocket. If you could find some potential bullish signals here, or bullish confirmations, you could look to potentially take a long trade, right? Not financial advice. I'm not telling you to take a long here. You have to get the confirmations, obviously. But if you get above this level, you could look for that bigger move back up. But this is definitely going to be the next significant level of support that I would be looking at if this move down does continue. I mean, with the way things have been going, this is not based off of any actual technical analysis, guys. But these green candles, these are probably going to wind up bringing us to like 80K, right? Like right now, we might just go to 80K right now. I don't know. It's out of my hands, guys. This thing is just going and not stopping, and we're loving every second of it. Locally, obviously, we could take a look at our local resistance levels, which would be this golden pocket 786 retracement. So we continue up. You may find some turbulence on that 786 golden pocket. But again, be very, very careful with the shorts right now, guys. However, as we continue on, we do have some reason to potentially look for some kind of a pullback. But like for the next hour, guys, every time I say pullback, bearish, anything that has to do with going down, understand this is in the context of a mega bull market, a mega bull move, right? I know that we're not traditionally in the bull market after the halving, but this is a bull market. Structurally speaking, this is a massive bull market. We are in a bull market. From a technical perspective, this is 100% a bull market, right? Bullish market structure on the weekly time frame, right? That's what I mean by bull market. So when you're in a market like this, any bearish signal is going to be taken with a grain of salt, right? It doesn't mean you can't take the shots to go short. It just means expect them to get stopped out. So control and manage your risk correctly. Now, if we do, to be honest, context of this range is going to be what I'm looking at, right? We come down, value area low is your key support. We break down from that. You're going to be looking down here to between 56,716 and 55,568. Just below that, you do have your 786 daily level at between, I would look at the zone between 53,850 and 53,487, right? So that is going to be, give or take a few dollars, those next support zones. Now on Market Cipher B, we are seeing the VWAP start to come to the downside on some of these higher hourly time frames, such as the 10-hour. You can see that VWAP about to cross over the 0 line here. Once we wind up getting that, we're likely going to get a red dot right here, and that could signal a little bit more of a pullback. But now you guys shouldn't panic, right? If you pull back, you're not going to panic because you know where those key levels of support are, right? Shout out to anybody who watched the live stream earlier today. We were looking at some similar levels to these, but more locally, and we actually wound up pulling right back into those levels before taking off again. But 10-hour red dot looking to print. Your 12 and your 16-hour also looking to potentially print red dots here very, very soon. 16-hour as well. And if we move on down to the 8-hour, also looking for a red dot. So we have some of these medium and higher hourly time frames looking for these red dots to print, again, indicating a pullback, not a mega dump, right? We're not getting massive bearish divergences on the daily with money flow coming out. Indeed, or I should say, in fact, we actually it looks like we're going to invalidate a bearish divergence here on the daily, right? You can see we are just barely making this lower high here. It is just barely a lower high. It is almost a straight line of momentum waves, which would kind of give us an exaggerated bear div, which is sometimes a false signal. Sometimes it plays out normally, and sometimes it plays out a little lackluster, right? So I do get a little bit sketched around these divergences when you have equal highs rather than lower highs. What you want to see for a strong bearish divergence, if you're looking to take a trade off of it, is you're looking for a high and then a clear lower high on your momentum wave with a clear downtrend on that, with higher highs on your price action. And another key factor here is, guys, that you need money flow to be agreeing with you. So even if we did have a strong bearish divergence here, money flow locally on Market Cipher B is coming straight up. This is not the sign to short. This is a sign of strength. So even if you have that strong bear div, you need to take into account the other things, right? Like money flow. You do not want to short against that money flow coming up. So again, even when you get the daily red dot, if the money flow is coming up still, we could look for the pullback, but we're not looking for the big move down, right? And it's all because the money flow is not confluent. So you have the red dots, you have a potential bear div here, right? Again, this could invalidate soon if we come back up. But like even on the 12-hour, you technically have momentum coming out, but your money flow is coming back up. So these bearish signals would call for a slight pullback, not a mega dump. And which is one of the reasons why I am looking up higher towards the previous all-time high at $69,182. Maybe we get there and we celebrate, or maybe we don't and we say, well, guys, can't get them all right. But that is basically what I'm going to be looking at, guys. So yeah, short-term pullback maybe. Now you have the key levels of not only local resistance. Don't sleep on this value area low at 60K, but you also have the lower levels as well as the higher levels of resistance above when we break the all-time highs or when we break this value area high. But what if we do break the all-time highs? Frankie Candles, what if we go super mega bull and things just don't stop and we do indeed just go in a straight line forever? If that were the case, I would, as soon as we don't get a strong rejection off this all-time high, guys, like even now, I'm just going to say it. I could be wrong. This is more of a guess than anything. This is not really based off, there's nothing on the chart that's saying all-time high incoming, but I wouldn't be surprised if we wind up seeing that all-time high before the halving, right? Like at this rate, if things don't just immediately flip bearish right now, we could easily see all-time highs before the halving, right? It's never happened before, so maybe maybe we barely get to the all-time high and then we dump, right? Maybe it tricks us. But at this rate, guys, I wouldn't be surprised. Once we really break out of this value area, I'm looking for all-time highs, right? Now, if we do break out, where are those all-time highs likely to come in? This is probably the part of the stream that people are excited about. And if you weren't tuned in last night, my key targets for new all-time highs, if we break that all-time high at $69,182, is going to be sitting up here between about 77,462 and 79,471, almost about 80K, actually. It depends, right? It depends on how quickly we get up there, because this target is based off of not only Fibonacci extension levels, or some of the targets are based off Fibonacci extension levels, but they are also based. Bear with me while I'm trying to find this other chart, guys. They're also based on spider lines, right? Specifically, this spider line pocket right here. Now, if you don't know about the spider lines, check out the video on the channel, because these are some of the most reliable levels of support and resistance. Shout out to CryptoFace. I think he made these. I don't know if he invented them or he learned them somewhere. I don't know. I think he invented them. But these are spider lines. Shout out to CryptoFace. Like, literally changed the game for me personally with these spider lines when I first learned about them. But this spider line pocket right here, depending on how fast we come up, right? It depends on if we kind of hang out here. Right, if we're going to bing bong around a little bit before getting another move up, then obviously this level gets higher and higher. So if we did something like this, right, we'd be looking at like an $80,000 to $84,000 Bitcoin. But if we just come up in a straight line more like that, it's going to be closer to about 77 to 78,000, right? So it is a little bit of a guess here, right, based off those spider lines, because it does trend up. But that is between about, I would say 75 and 80K is kind of that next little zone that I'm looking at. And see if I could actually find the chart that I was looking for. I believe this is it. Yeah. So this is really the chart that I'm looking at. You guys see, yeah, there's that spider line, right? 75K, 75 to 80K, depending on how quickly we get up there, right? And then these two red spider lines are kind of, this is like the real significant resistance, right? You can see this level has acted as support. Once we flip this level to support here, mega move to the upside, big all-time high, huge correction. Where'd we get the support? Right on that key, I don't know, like emergency spider lines. I don't know what to call these. These are like the super important ones, in my opinion, right? What happened off this level? Massive move to the upside. You could also just shout out to the spider lines. You could just see how respected these levels are. Bada boom, bada bing, right? You come up, you hold these spider lines a little bit, you come back down, you hold this spider line, you lose it, you interact with these two red spider lines for quite some time, and then what happens when you lose these spider lines? Instant bear market, right? Not instant, but huge bear market, right? So you have to assume that when we do come back up to those levels, this is going to be mega resistance, right? This is at, you know, we start coming up to this. This is closer to 95 to 100K, and that's if we got up here soon, right? So that's going to be super strong resistance. And then one other level that I am looking at, I mean, no, we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. Between, really, it's this spider line. I'll come back to the regular chart. You know, I'm actually going to move this from between, you know, 75 to 80K, right? Like, those are the next real key levels, in my opinion, if we break the all-time high. So there you go, 62.2. Let's go. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. Let's see. Let's go ahead and zoom into these lower time frames. Yeah, so just kind of bing-bonging around in the volume profile. I mean, hey, maybe break into the volume profile, flip the value area low to support, value area high would be that next stop, guys. No guarantees, right? I would actually prefer a little bit of a pullback, but I'll be honest, 1 hour green dot, money flow, thick AF. Have to see what goes down here. All right, let's see. Shout out to Dave Digital said, who didn't get wrecked? Shout out to Dave. Technically, I got stopped out. But, well, not today. But technically, I was wrecked for a little bit because I didn't have my stop loss set. But luckily, I wasn't at the computer. I came back. I was in profit. So I kind of got wrecked, but not realized wrecked. But anyway, let's continue on. Shout out to Dave Digital. Let's see. Shout out to CK, said, Frankie, can you explain how to make those spider lines? Shout out to you, bro. One of the mods, if you guys can drop that spider line tutorial video in the chat, that would be super helpful. I've actually made a tutorial video about this, brother, so you can check that out. It'll show you exactly how to find these levels on your chart. Yeah, Coinbase wrecked everybody, yeah. I don't know, some suspicious behavior. Shout out to Golden. Some suspicious behavior on Coinbase's part for sure. But that's what we're looking at, guys. Super exciting stuff for Bitcoin. I just feel like we should just party. I feel like we should just party this stream. Like, guys, we've made it so far. Pat yourself on the back. If you stuck through this bear market and you spent all of this time not only learning about crypto, but also learning how to trade and potentially making money on the way down with us and with me and the CandleMafia, and by this time, hopefully things are starting to click and you are fully prepared for this bull market, and just super exciting. Like, you stuck it through. Not only did you prove that you're here for the long term, you proved that you could stick through the pain to find the reward, right? This is the part of the cycle where everybody starts flooding back in. All the new people start flooding back in, and they start asking, oh, man, like, when should I buy? You should have bought down here when everyone was telling you to buy, when everyone was scared. And, you know, I get text messages all the time, guys, from friends, from family, and I say this a lot. I sent a message out. I don't remember exactly where we were. We were somewhere in this zone. Maybe we were coming down here. Maybe we were at the bottom. Maybe we were on our way up. Maybe we were consolidating here. Somewhere in this area. Maybe even over here a little bit. Letting my family and friends know, hey, guys, I feel obligated to tell you, right? And, you know, you always have those cousins, those friends that your crypto buddies, right? Just saying, I feel obligated to let you guys know that I am fully investing in altcoins right now. And if you guys watch the channel from the beginning, you guys know what we looked at, the clear weekly money flow crossovers into the red to start DCAing in back into the market. Once you get a big drop and you're in the red on the weekly, this is historically the best time to buy Bitcoin. If you have bought Bitcoin anytime the weekly money flow was in the red, you were buying the bottom of the bear market. We used that same strategy this cycle, and it wound up playing, surprise, surprise, exactly as it has played in the past. But I put a text message out, and I said, guys, I'm buying altcoins right now. Everyone was scared. Everyone was like, hey, man, like, you think there's going to be another bull market? And I'm like, yes, this is how every bear market feels. This is the time to buy. This is the sign that the bottom is coming close. If it's not here, it's close, right? And it's when everyone's saying crypto's dead. That was the last bear market. The bubble finally popped. The exchanges are going down. Bitcoin is 3K. All these crazy things are coming out. And I'm going to warn you guys right now, it's going to be the same thing in the bull market. If we hit 150K, people are all of a sudden going to be starting to say, oh my God, this thing's never going to go down. $1 million incoming, and it's probably not going to happen. And all those bulls are going to get wrecked just like they do every single cycle. And the influencers did a pretty, that's why I always caution people. It's okay to watch influencers. It's okay to watch me. But you can't make your financial decisions based off of what someone says on YouTube. Because number one, we're wrong sometimes, right? And a lot of the influencers out there, especially in a parabolic bull market, have your best interest literally not at heart, right? Like they have their best interest in heart, their video views, their sponsorship deals, their clicks, their money in mind. Buy this project so I can make money and dump on you guys. This is why I don't promote projects, right? I'm not going to promote a project that I'm invested in when I got in super early. Make all your subscribers buy it, raise the price, and then dump on them. The scumbag move, right? I would never do that. That's why I don't do project sponsorships. And if I ever did, I don't know what I would do it, I probably would never just do it, right? Because there's no way, it's like a lose-lose situation. Because even if you do the right thing, which most people don't do, people are still going to think you're doing the wrong thing, right? So I just stay away from it, right? I want to actually help you guys make money. So just be careful as we enter into this new bull market. Most people don't have your best interest at heart. And that doesn't mean you have to watch me, right? Just make sure the person you watch is someone you trust, right? And someone who puts morals before money and values before clout, right? Because this is a pretty shady space, guys. There's a lot of bad actors here, and a lot of them are good at disguising themselves, whether it's a project, an influencer, a TikToker, whatever it is, right? They are very good at putting on a front and manipulating people. So just be careful out there. I want you guys to be protected and actually make money, not hold on for $1 million Bitcoin that's likely not going to come this cycle, right? There's going to be big dips, yeah. So shout out to the CandleMafia. That's my rant on the incoming bull market. The FOMO's coming. The new influencers are coming. Just stick to the plan. Don't listen to the emotions. And just like in the bear market, we were telling you, when people start calling for ridiculous prices, that's probably when the bottom's coming in. I mean, even though we were looking at pretty clear bullish technical targets or technical signals to call the bottom, which a bull div was one of those signals. And what did we get here? The weekly bull div was literally the bottom of the bear markets of the dollar. So actually, no, that's not true. The confirmation of that was right here. So it was technically like 7% from the bottom. Now, I'm not saying that we were saying, oh my God, this is the bottom when we came down here. We were really just saying, hey, this could be the bottom. This is a strong signal. But we didn't know. We were still open to downside. That's why it's an if this then that statement, right? It's not just a pick up or down and then bet the farm and cross your fingers, right? You have to have information backing up what you say. So there you guys go. Shout out to Seeker. Says Bitcoin going to 1 million. ETFs are buying up all liquidity. Yes. Shout out to Seeker. I do think Bitcoin will hit $1 million at some point, guys. Probably not in 2025. And if it does, I'm happy to be wrong, right? Because the money will make we'll be making a ton of money. So it's okay to be wrong. I would rather sell my Bitcoin and make profit than wait for an unrealistic price target and get absolutely destroyed, right? So keep that in mind. But yeah, I want to be clear. I do 100% believe in the long term, Bitcoin will 100% reach $1 million. I just don't think it's going to happen in the next 6 months, right? A lot of people are going to start calling for that. Just wait. And again, like the bear market should be a beautiful indicator of how much that actually happens, right? We're literally saying, guys, you'll see all the bears are going to come out. They're going to be calling for lower, and then the bottom will come in, and they're all going to get wrecked. And it's exactly what happened. Same thing right here. Oh my God, guys, Bitcoin going to 100K. Why? Most of these people, if you ask them why, they wouldn't be able to answer the question. They would just throw a bunch of random words and try to confuse you with lingo to make you think that they know more than you do, right? There is no certification to become a YouTuber. So these people are just normal people. They're just normal people who have a big following, right? Or maybe not a big following, maybe a following like ours, a small following, right? And I'm an influencer. I fall under that boat. I'm telling you I'm not that you can trust me, but even if you trust somebody on YouTube, you should not just take their advice and make financial decisions based off that, right? You should do your own research. You have to, right? It's the most important thing. But most people are looking for the shortcut. I just want this guy to tell me to buy and sell. That's not how it works, right? There's no shortcut to getting rich. Sure, you could hit a 100x on a meme coin once in a while, but I will tell you this. I know more crypto people in real life than the average person, and I've never met someone who put $100 into a meme coin and made $1 bazillion. I've heard of people making a lot of money with meme coins, but not putting in $500 and becoming a billionaire. That is more rare than people realize. But let's continue on here. Let's see. Shout out to Mr. 100 said, do you believe in the inverse head and shoulders? I see some playing out on a few alts. Just wondering what you think about them. Shout out to Mr. 100. Inverse head and shoulders are, you could trade them, right? I'll tell you this. We are in a Matic long right now, which was the trade was not based off a head and shoulders, but I will show you this. Where was it? Let me see if I could find the actual, where were we? Right here, right? We were looking at this as some kind of a wonked out head and shoulders, and it did actually wind up playing out like almost perfectly, right? Now, obviously, we kept going higher. This is a very sloppily drawn head and shoulders, but this head and shoulders was part of the reason we entered the trade. I am still holding that trade. However, I don't trade based off patterns. Patterns do not move price, right? The price doesn't move because it's in a head and shoulders. But basically, patterns are a way to describe price action, right? The price moves because of people buying, selling, liquidations, like liquidity, manipulation, and just the buying and selling, right? It's a simple auction. But it doesn't move. That's why, I will use patterns as a confirmation, or I'll use it as confluence. If I'm already looking at this chart saying, hey, we have a bullish divergence with higher lows on our momentum waves, lower lows on our price action. Let's say we're at a key level of support. I'm already looking for a long position, and then I enter the position, and we start forming a little bit of a head and shoulders, right? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, right? And you get that head and shoulders formation. This might give me the confidence to hold that trade a little bit longer or anticipate more upside, but I don't trade these alone, right? I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm not saying you can't be a profitable trader doing it. It's just not what I like to do. I like to look at what actually moves the market, which in my opinion, I like to just go off price action and order flow, right? As well as the volume profiles is obviously a huge thing, as well as market cipher. I kind of have my own style. Inverse head and shoulders, regular head and shoulders, definitely valid trading patterns. But I just want to be clear. There's like nothing magical about, there's a million times where you see price come up, consolidate in something like a bull pennant, and then it just breaks down, right? The hit rate is not as high as people realize. If it was as easy, I said this the other night, if it was as easy, and trust me, guys, I have every incentive to make trading look as easy as possible, right? Like my YouTube channel relies on people at least thinking this is possible, right? But if it was as easy as just coming onto price or coming onto the charts and looking for bull pennants, it would be so easy to just go through all your charts, but like bull pennant, no, bull pennant, no, bull pennant, no, bull pennant, no. Oh, bull pennant, long, bull pennant, long, bull pennant, long, and then you just have all these trades playing out. It's not how it works. So as long as you can understand that you need to be looking at more than one thing, other than the pattern, I guess you could trade based just off the pattern. I'm sure people do it. I'm sure people are profitable. But it's not as easy as like the TikTok gurus will make you think, right? The TikTok gurus will be like, you'll see the guy and he'll just be like, when you see price going, they always whistle. They go, pew, pew, pew. You ever see that guy? It's not that easy, right? If it was that easy, nobody would have a job. You just go look at shapes, long, and make a ton of money, right? But they are, I do use them, right? There's many times where we see bullish formations, bearish formations, and we take them into account. I just don't trade based solely on the patterns. So hopefully that answers your question. He said, I hear inverse head and shoulders are only like a 30% play out. I hear a different percentage every day. You could look up a bunch of different percentages. I don't know if there's a legitimate number, but I do know that a lot of people try to make it look easier than it is, and it's just not, right? People's trading journeys would be a week long. If it was as easy as learning patterns and trading the pattern, their trading journey would just be a week long, and they'd be profitable traders. That is not how it works. But let's see. Is the new range on the 30-minute? Shout out to Dave Digital. Great question. Let's go ahead and jump on down here. This, for me, the new range is between right here, Dave, between $64,708 and the POC at $61,161, and then the value area low sitting at $60,013, almost $60,000 even. This is that next range I'm looking at. Could you pull this as a profile? For sure. But you're kind of leaving this right now. So you have to see what happens. A little bit not enough development in here for me to look at this range, at least on the 30 minutes. So I would rather look at this range and expect these levels to get respected, right? Come up to the high, potentially look for a move back down to the POC, the low. If you break out and hold the value area high as support, that's where you're looking up towards that all-time high. So there you go. Let's go ahead. Let me just catch up on some of these super chats. Blockchain Domain said, trading is hard, all capitals. There is a reason why you don't meet very many people who are able to do it for a living. I'll get there one day with your help. Shout out to Blockchain Domain, 100%, guys. If I am about anything, it's about motivating people and helping people realize that you can do this too, right? Just because it's not as easy as looking at patterns and longing or shorting based off the pattern, it might not be that easy, but this is definitely possible, guys. Like, this is... And once you figure out trading, it is the most rewarding thing that will ever happen to you financially, because it allows you to do, it gives you two things. Number one, there is no salary cap for a trader. There is no person limiting the amount of gains that you make. Sure, you got to pay the tax man, but there's no one limiting the amount of trades you can make, right? Maybe one day there will be, but like there is no limit. You have no salary cap. You have no one you have to ask for a raise, right? You just build your skills over time and sharpen your tools every single day. And you start to gain the confidence to up your position size, and then your account slowly grows. Now, when you're using 25% of your capital in your account to enter a trade, that 25% of your account that used to be $25 is now $250. So now, instead of making $5 on a trade, you're making $25 on a trade. And then when you grow your account even more, 25% of your account might be $2,500. Now you're making a few $100 every trade, maybe $1,000, right? And then once your account slowly grows, now 25% of your account might be $8K or $5K, and now you're making good money trading. But that doesn't happen overnight, and it certainly does not happen. It didn't happen for me, because here's the thing, guys. The reason I'm so passionate about teaching this is because I've gone through everything you guys have gone through. If you're out there learning how to trade, I've gone through everything. I've blown up countless accounts. I couldn't count them on two hands, guys. I drooled over the high leverage. I drooled over the thoughts of seeing $100 and then seeing that lever being able to 100x my money. Oh my God, now I'm trading with a ton of money. I thought that was how I was going to make money too. Wrecked. I thought I was going to it was as easy as trading patterns. Wrecked. I thought it was as easy as, listening to someone online. Wrecked. I thought there was no way around it. It wasn't until I finally accepted that the reason most traders fail is because most traders are looking for a shortcut. There is no shortcut, right? But this is possible, guys. Like, I am a normal person, right? I didn't graduate with some kind of crazy math degree, right? I'm not some algorithm expert. I'm not from TradFi, right? Sure, I've traded stocks in the past, but it's not like I've been trading stocks for 25 years and now I'm just doing crypto, right? I was a normal person, right? And I just stuck to what I was doing. I spent the time, I stayed up late at night studying new stuff, confirming what I knew, right? And putting in countless paper trades, backtesting countless strategies, trying different indicators, trying different tools. Doesn't work. The one thing I didn't do was give up. And that, I truly believe, is the biggest reason why I made it to where I am now. It's because I didn't give up and I didn't look for the shortcut. As soon as I took the path of most resistance, typically, the most uncomfortable thing is what you need to do to achieve your goal. Shout out to Blockchain Domain. There's a reason trading is hard, right? There is a reason why you don't meet tons of people. Like, if trading was as easy as entering a signals group, right, and just longing and shorting based off a signal, you'd probably know at least 10 profitable day traders off the top of your head. How many do you know? Count them. Go ahead. You know one? Any? Probably not, right? And the reason is because it's an extremely hard thing to do, and it's not as easy as people think, right? People always ask me, what should I buy? What should I buy? It's not that easy, man. I could tell you to buy something. It doesn't mean you're going to make a bunch of money. So just be ready, guys, because we're entering a bull market, and it's about to get pretty crazy. But anyway, shout out to Blockchain Domain. I appreciate the super chat. Shout out to Creighton C. Said, bro, I had a good week, like real good. Like, I'm going all in. I'm going to do it. That's right. When Panda Express Times has arrived, Broccoli beef and string beans chicken. Yeah, baby. Might even have a Coke or a Fanta. Hey, splurge for the Fanta, Creighton. I feel so naughty. Yo, shout out to Creighton C, bro. Congrats. I'm super happy you're doing well, bro. Thank you so much for that super chat. That $50 super chat. You are the man. I appreciate you to no end, bro. But yeah, hopefully this can help motivate you guys. Just know, I was a normal person. I got wrecked. I blew up accounts. I lost tons of trades. I didn't have the discipline to set stop losses. I didn't have the discipline to take profit when I was in the green. I watched my trades go into massive profit and then go to zero. I've gotten wrecked probably more than most people. I am one of those stubborn people that has to touch the hot stove 100 times before I learn. And eventually, I just didn't give up, and I figured it out. So, and that's what I base this YouTube channel off of. I want to be the resource I wish I had. That's why I'm so interactive with chat, because I wish that I could ask somebody a question. You watch a tutorial, you might see them click something, and you're like, wait, what did he click? They cut the video, you can't see. That's why I interact so much, and I try to answer as many questions as possible, because it's the resource I wish I had. So with that being said, guys, let's get ready for this bull market. And what better way to start off that bull market than start hulking off, start looking at those altcoins. Go ahead and spam your altcoins in the chat. Shout out to Wick589, says, is that one of those Northerners things they call soda pop and Fanta? Yo, shout out to Wick. Fanta. Yeah, is it Fanta? Oh, no, you don't want me to say Fanta, do you? Fanta. Shout out to Wick589. I say Fanta. But anyway, is it Mario or Mario, guys? That's weird. If I say Fanta, why don't I say Mario? I say Fanta, not Fanta, but I say Mario instead of Mario. That makes no sense. Maybe that's why I made it as a trader, potentially. But anyway, guys, let's continue on. Hopefully that motivates some of you guys. You can do this, and it doesn't need to take 5 years. You can become profitable. Some people can become profitable in 6 months, a year, but you have to be willing to put the time in. You can't be a doctor unless you go through the 8 years of med school or whatever crazy number it is, and you can't do it without paying the tuition for that school. Sometimes you got to pay that market tuition. Sometimes you got to go to school, a.k.a. get wrecked paper trading or get wrecked and lose a little bit of money for a couple of years or a year, whatever it is for you. Everyone's a little bit different. Sometimes you got to do that to make it to the end of the tunnel. So first off, guys, let's go ahead and check out Dogecoin here. Go ahead and drop those altcoins in the chat. Rob the Crypto Snob will count up the votes and let us know what we're looking at. Crypto Anon says, that's why we love you, bro. Shout out to Crypto Anon. I appreciate you, bro. And I love you guys right back. Shout out to Joe Mama said, do you say Santa or Santa? Yeah, so it's weird. It is weird. Obviously I say Santa, guys. It's not Santa. Who says Santa? Put a 1 in the chat. Put an A in the chat if you say Santa. It's Santa, guys. It's Mario, Santa, and Fanta. I'm kidding, guys. I don't know what I say now. But anyway, let's take a look at Dogecoin here, guys. And this is pretty exciting. If you guys watched the live stream earlier today, you will know we were looking at Dogecoin talking about something super specific, and it was a couple of different things. It was the idea that we were at the bottom of the bear market in our bear market accumulation range, and the cool thing about Dogecoin, at least earlier today, was the fact that we were like, hey, Dogecoin has not broken out of its bear market range. But if you look at the price here, this is the 2-week. Let's come up to the week. If you look at Market Cypher B on the weekly time frame, you could see a beautiful little signal here, something we call a money flow crossover into the green, and it's a fresh one at that. And we were talking about, hey, if we were going, like, there are some altcoins here that have not broken out of that bear market range just yet. And these could be undervalued altcoins that have not blasted off into their bull market, bull market volume profiles, right? So for Dogecoin, the value area low of that bull market volume profile, that value area low, aka doorway to higher prices, is coming in at about 17, almost 18 cents. And if we got a move up to that level, we can look for resistance, obviously, at first. But once we get above that and flip it to support, this is likely where we will see a big move up on Dogecoin, potentially targeting close to the previous all-time highs / macro golden pocket, closer to about 42 cents. Super exciting stuff. But we were looking at that money flow crossover on the weekly saying, hey, we got a move, faked out of the range, came back down, tested that POC, and oftentimes when you get breakouts like that, you will come back down, test that POC before getting that next bigger move to the upside, and that oftentimes will lead to the actual breakout. And literally, we looked at this morning, and look what happened to Dogecoin. It broke out of its bear market range. Now, if we are able to sustain support above this level, guys, we are, in my opinion, likely to get that move up towards not only this key level right here at at about 14 cents, 0.148 cents, but also up to that value area low, which again will open up the door to much higher prices. Now, this is a little bit of longer term analysis. So, could we get a pullback locally? Maybe, yeah. But this still stands true. We also were looking at Polkadot. I'm just going to run through these really quick. We were also looking at Polkadot, getting very close to being in the same exact situation as Dogecoin. You come down in the bear market, you find this little accumulation, right? Or, you find this little bear market range, right, is really what I want to say. And we have not broken out of that range for Polkadot yet, right? We got that little fake out to the upside, but what happened? We came back down, tested the POC, and this is basically in the same situation as Dogecoin, where we could potentially, we already are getting that weekly money flow crossover. I know it's kind of hard to see there, but we already have that weekly money flow crossover. Are we finally going to get a break out of this bear market range? And is DOT and Dogecoin going to catch up to its not competitors, but its peers who have already gotten the massive break to the upside? Things like Chainlink, right? Chainlink did this exact thing, bing-bonged around in the bear market, broke out, bullishly retested that POC, absolute breakout to the previous previous bull market value area. We got above that level, and now we are potentially targeting this point of control of the range at about $26 and the value area high at $31. I'm gonna do full analysis here on Ethereum. Same thing with Ethereum, guys. Earlier today, I should say earlier in the year, right, and last year, we were looking at Ethereum potentially looking for it to break into this range and fill the rest of this macro range up to about $34.95. And even today, earlier on the live stream, we were just sitting just below this level, and I was saying, guys, more often than not, when you get a push up like this and you are that close to a value area high, you will come up and tap that level. And what happened? Literally, bing bong, right to the value area high. This is not because I'm a wizard. This is not because I'm the best trader. This is not because I'm the best analyst. This is because of the TA that we teach for free every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and sometimes in the morning when Bitcoin makes big moves. We teach it in the morning as well. So, and hopefully there are some people that were in the live stream this morning when price was like this, right? Let me see if this was 4 a.m. Well, we were not live at 4 a.m. Let's be real. 8:30, yeah. So we were about right here saying, hey, guys, can we see Ethereum come up and hit that value area high? More likely than not, we're not going to just front run this and get a big dump to the downside. I will be expecting that value area high to get hit, and then literally the next 90-minute candle, bing bong, right to the value area high. This is what we look for. And remember, when we look at this, we were comparing this to Bitcoin. I did this on the live stream earlier, so I'm not going to harp on it, but we waited to come to that previous bull market range, break above the value area low, and that's where we look for the range to fill. It's the same thing that happened on Bitcoin. We came up to the previous value area low, right? You bottom out, you get the you break out of the bear market range, which really happened right here. You test that value area low, test it again. Eventually, you hop on top of it and fill that whole macro range. Same thing I'd be expecting here on Dogecoin. Once you eventually make that move up, simply put, bada boom, bada bing. Maybe you get some turbulence once you flip above it, looking for the fill of the range. We have looked at this on many altcoins, and they just play out. I don't know what to say. Shout out to Ray Santos. I appreciate that super chat, bro. Thank you so much. He said, I'm also helping my followers be smart. Good. Shout out to Ray. Please continue doing that. Yeah, please, for the love of God, continue doing that. We need people like that. But thank you for that super chat, bro. I appreciate you. Rob dropped the XRP again. Yo, shout out to Rob. Thank you for counting up those votes and letting us know what we're looking at, Rob. I appreciate you. Let's go ahead and jump on into these altcoins. What do we got? We got Doge.eth, Jasmine, Sol, Ada, and Algo. Okay, beautiful. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate you so much, brother. And I will replace that pinned comment with the new one. Indiana Candles in the chat. What is going on, bro? Guys, don't forget to smash that like button. 1,000 likes. We will be giving away 0.02 Bitcoin. which is currently worth $1,251, which is almost the exact amount of viewers that we have in the live stream right now. So if you want $1,201, over $1,000 of Bitcoin, smash that like button right now. And let's go ahead and simply put, guys, Ethereum, I'll just do some analysis on this right now. We're up at that value area high. Key level of resistance, you got this purple zone, could come up to about 35.91, but for the most part, this is a level of resistance, so even if we deviate above this volume profile, if we get bearish confirmations, we could look for a return back into the range and then look for that bigger drop down towards this weekly naked point of control, and obviously, I'm not expecting this to happen, but I'm just explaining kind of how the volume profiles behave. That would be the logic of kind of where you would expect price to go as you get a drop down back into the range. So, now, once you get above here and you start holding this as support, maybe you get some bullish, some kind of a bullish signal, right? You're not getting bearish confirmations. This is where you can sit on your hands and expect a little bit higher for Ethereum. Now, maybe I will come out with another Ethereum update looking at some higher targets because this was one of the higher targets that I had looked at in my Ethereum breakdown, but maybe I'll make a little bit of an Ethereum update tomorrow or something going over kind of the higher targets. I'll sit down, take some time, find those key levels, and talk about what I'd expect on ETH next, being that, you know, we literally, it's like I can't believe that we are where we are right now. It's absolutely incredible. We were just at $2,100 in January, right? Not even, like we were at $2,100, almost in the beginning of February. And then the volume profile simply just played out and screamed us to the upside. Absolutely beautiful here. So let's go ahead and move on to our next altcoin, which is going to be Jasmy, or Jasmy, as some people say. Let's see. Shout out to Mike Bennett, said unprecedented times these are. Shout out to Mike Bennett. Absolutely, bro. Let's see. Can I touch on Shiba? I'll probably keep my hands to myself, but I will look at it on the chart. I'm not going to touch on it, but, you know, I'll touch on Mrs. Candles once in a while. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. I mean, kind of. But anyway, let's continue on. Let's take a little look at if the Ethereum upgrade goes flawlessly, then ETH will absolutely crush every other altcoin. Shout out to Pet Brett. Depending on how you describe crushing all other altcoins, I would agree with you. Depending on what you mean by crush. It's like I have this conversation about Bitcoin very often. All the money's going to go into Bitcoin. That's where all the institutional money's going to go. Very plausible, right? But that doesn't mean that you're going to get the biggest percentage gain out of Bitcoin, right? Some of the biggest percentage gains I've gotten have been on garbage altcoins, right? So if you get 100x on an on a meme coin or something, that's likely, like Ethereum is likely not going to 100x, right? So it really depends on how you destroy all the other altcoins. But yeah, in many ways I would agree with you, just not with the multiple gains. But let's see. It's very hard to explain to somebody why institutional money going into Bitcoin is not going to translate to more gains, right? Now, this is very simple for people who may be like in crypto for a long time, but to a new person, they might think to themselves like, no, like the Bitcoin spot ETF, institutions are definitely going to buy Bitcoin. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't make more gains with an altcoin. You can make more gains with a garbage coin with worse tech and with no institutional interest. But obviously, that comes with much more risk. So, but yeah, as far as other things, shout out to Pet Brett. Said you weren't supposed to call me out like that. No, Pet Brett, I'm not calling you out, bro. I'm saying I would agree with you in many ways. Like, is Ethereum the king altcoin? I mean, right now, I would say absolutely. You know, could it have superior tech? Absolutely. Could it have, or maybe not, right? I'm not saying it definitely does, but I'm saying could it? Absolutely. But I just want to make sure, right? Because I was talking to some family, and they were saying, like, I'm buying Bitcoin because all the institutional money's going in there. So that's where all the money's going to be made. And I'm like, yes, you're 100% right. That is where all the money will go. But that doesn't translate to multiples gained. Luckily, the person I was talking to, they were 100% in the right because they had a large chunk of capital that they were working with, right? They had a very large portfolio. So they don't need 100x. These people who have a lot of money, you know, say maybe like, I don't know, say they had $1 million, right? they don't need 100x. Would 100x be nice? Yes, but you're not trying to be that risky with $1 million. You really only, I mean, what if you 3x'd $1 million? You really only need a 3x. You made $2 million, right? So I always point, people who have a lot of capital, it's okay to stick to the higher market cap coins, although they have a less gain potential, but you want to protect that big chunk of capital a little more. If you have not a lot of money to invest, I don't give it financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, so I literally can't. But I would always say if I had a little bit of money, I'm taking riskier plays on lower cap altcoins because 5 to 10x maybe on Bitcoin is not going to turn my $500 into life-changing money, right? Maybe for some people. But for me, then if I only had $500 to invest, I would go put that into riskier altcoins, right? So yeah, shout out to Peprat. Not calling you out, bro. Please do not take that the wrong way. Yeah. Shout out to, he says Ethereum ETFs are in the Great White North. USA will get one. Yeah, shout out to Pepret. That's one of the big things that I think will likely make Ethereum one of the top performers, maybe for the rest of the year. Those ETH ETFs is like the same thing, right? My narrative, not my narrative, but my kind of hypothesis for this Ethereum pump from here to here was based off of, well, what drove Bitcoin to these crazy high prices? This was all ETF hype, right? This whole pump was ETF hype. And then the ETF was released, and we got the first pullback, right? So Ethereum, I was kind of approaching with the same exact thesis, right? Or hypothesis, I should say. So let me see. October 2023. Let's see. Yeah. So, Bitcoin was already on the verge of its previous bull market range, filling that range, right? So my thought process was the same thing. That ETF hype that drove Bitcoin through its macro range all the way up to the macro value area high, this was what I was looking to push price up to the macro value area high for Ethereum, right? Kind of the same idea. And then when it's released, whether it gets released here or maybe at the macro golden pocket or maybe the macro 786, on that release, we could potentially expect some kind of a significant pullback just like we got on Bitcoin. Shout out to... yeah, let's go. Woo! Shout out to Pet Brett. I appreciate you bringing that up, bro, because I think that's a little important rant that we went on there. Definitely not calling you out, bro. I agree with you for the most part. All right, let's see. On a positive note, I'm still up 70K in the last 2 months. Let's go. Shout out to Johnny. Wait, Johnny, why on a positive? Oh, my ego. Okay, shout out to Johnny. Said my ego got in the way on my Filecoin long, and I didn't take profits. Mistakes all over. Got liquidated as a result. Didn't make the mistake for 2 months, and I'm so disappointed in myself. On a positive note, I'm still up 70K in the past 2 months. Shout out to Johnny, dude. Can't be hating on 70K in 2 months, my man. Dude, the biggest thing right there is try not to let that shake you up, right? You made mistakes. You might make them again, right? But just don't let it make you give up, right? As long as you can try to correct even half the mistakes next time. Like I told you, I had to touch the hot stove 1,000 times before I learned. Oh, I blew up an account. Did I do anything different on the next account? No. I just blew it up again. And I said, no, I'll get rich quick. But if you're up 70K in 2 months, bro, it doesn't sound like you're trying to get rich quick. It sounds like you have a good idea what you're doing. And unless maybe you made that 70K quick, maybe you did get rich quick. Shout out to you, bro. But it seems like you really have your ducks in a row there, man. You understand your ego got in the way, and you're recognizing that as the issue, bro. Dude, you're basically 90% of the battle is right there. Like understanding what the problem was. Most people, their ego won't allow them to realize that it's their ego that's making them make the mistakes. And these are the people that never learn, right? I was probably that person for a really long time. And then I just got bored of getting wrecked. So I was like, all right, fine, I'll do risk management. It's boring, but fine, I'll do it. And then I was like, oh, I'm getting wrecked less. Wait a second, now I'm starting to make money. Hold on, let me risk a little more. Oh, now I'm making pretty good money. And that's how it worked for me. But everyone's journey is different. Shout out to Johnny. Bro, 70K in 2 months is awesome. All right, let's see. What do you think ADA would do in the bull market? I will take a look at that in just a minute, right after we take a quick look at Jasmy and Solana. Then we'll jump into Cardano. Let's take a look at Jasmy. Bada boom. This thing has been doing very, very well. I'm sorry I've been going on a lot of rants today, guys. But with such exciting price action, and I see a lot of people making money and some people making mistakes. I just want to make sure that these people are getting feedback for what they're doing, right? Because a lot of these people who are making money have been trying this for a long time. They've been with us through the entire bear market, and now they're really starting to make money. And yeah, it's just really exciting. Ego and Tequila The ultimate leverage wreckers. Yo, shout out to Crypto Crab, man. Yeah, I don't recommend mixing leverage and tequila. Probably not a good mix. This Jasmy TA Fire. Let's go ahead and take a look. So on Jasmy, here we are, got a little consolidation. Nice little breakout through this level. Next key target is 100% going to be sitting at this monthly naked point of control, sitting at 0.025171. Now, do we have confluence here with any golden pockets or 786s? And by Fibonacci retracements, I mean any significant ones, which it honestly, no confluence there. Do we have it here? Somewhat. I would probably pull it here. So this is kind of what I would look at. I don't love the confluence on this fib level or this Fibonacci retracement on this 786. However, let's take a look here. So we've gotten the golden pocket retracement. We got the rejection, right? You guys can, I know it's kind of hard to see. We ripped up to the golden pocket. We got the rejection. We consolidated a little bit. Now we're getting the push above the golden pocket. The next logical place for price to go, in my opinion, is going to be that 786 Fibonacci retracement level. Now, if you do get past that, I would be very, very cautious around this naked monthly point of control. These are typically very strong levels of resistance. I'm not going to spend the time to go back and back test and show you guys like a coin that got a harsh rejection on a monthly naked point of control. You could go back test this, but these are typically very strong levels. And even if you break it, it's still a key level because it would be very important to flip it to support, and that could indicate your next move to the upside. So this is going to be a very key level to watch. And simply put, I'm not going to overanalyze this, right? Like, that's your key zone. You're very, very close to it. Now, if you were to continue to the upside, I would probably look at your full let me pull up the weekly. I would actually look at your full Fibonacci retracement, which does bring you up back to this zone here. Bada boom, bada bing, between 0.039509 and 0.031255. So again, like, I'm really focused on this monthly naked point of control, but you get above that, that's probably where you're headed next. If we pull up the VPVR, or the visible range volume profile, come on, volume. You can do it. There you go. Actually, yeah, you got a little spike in volume here. Honestly, not a lot of volume, right? Like, these, once you pass these levels, it could be off to the races for Jasmy, at least on this chart. But that's what I'd be looking for. Money flow crossover on the weekly has occurred in all of its glory right there. Bada boom. That is a bullish sign in the long term. And remember, just like we were looking at on Polkadot and Dogecoin, you were stuck in your bear market range, right? Bada boom, bada bing. And we have now broken out of that level decisively. So it does look pretty good for Jasmy. Not that you can't get local pullbacks, but in the long term, we could continue higher. All right, let's see. My buddy is going ham into Jasmy, but he wasn't listening to get better entries. Oh, God, shout out to Crypto Naughty. Yikes. Yikes. That's exciting before the pullback happens, and then the pullback happens, and you're like, no. And if you guys want to check out that Dogecoin breakdown video that we shot not too long ago, I think it was, we dropped it recently, go check that out. We talk a little bit about what Dogecoin has got going on behind the scenes. And if you guys are interested in Cosmos, we just dropped the Cosmos video, I believe, today, talking about Cosmos and what they have going on. So if you guys are interested in either of those projects, go ahead and check them out. But there you go. That is what I'm looking at on Jasmy. Let's go ahead and jump in on Solana, and then we'll jump into ADA. So Solana is, here we are. Look at this. Oh, man, where did we put that long position? Did we save it? Did we save it? No. Well, I mean, we saved the one from down here. Oh, man. I wish I saved that. We did put a long position on here yesterday. When did this happen? This was at 10 a.m. yesterday. Yeah, I don't remember exactly what we were looking at, so I don't want to like say we were looking for something if we weren't. So I'll just pretend that we weren't. But here we are. Yeah, what was yesterday? Was the 27th. Yeah, during stream. Yeah, we were sitting right up here probably. Let's see. Yeah, 5. Yeah, so we were chilling right up here yesterday. Probably we were looking for a move or a pullback to potentially that value area low before another move to the upside. However, we front ran it just a little bit, but we did simply get a move from the value area low to the POC up to the value area high. And that's probably what we were talking about too. Like, you came up, you hit your POC. We tested the value area low. If we were trading this as a range, you'd look for a move to the POC, an eventual move to an eventual move to that value area high, which is sitting right here at 114. And Solana is simply sitting, above that level, but we did wind up coming to hit it. Back to the POC, back to the high, back to the low, back to the high, breakout, and now we're coming to our next key level, and this is going to be that next key level of resistance sitting right here. Now, this isn't really a resistance level, but this is a level that I would potentially look for a swing failure pattern at, because if we pull up the liquidation heat map, let me see if I can pull it up. Bada boom. Solana, if you do not know what we're looking at right now, this is a liquidation heat map essentially showing us where the liquidity is sitting in the market. Let me re-sign in here. Just randomly sign me out. Come on, bada boom. There we go. Let's pull up the Solana chart, drinking a little bit of that black coffee. Keep us going here. Bada boom. And, yeah, let's not look at the 6-month chart. Let's look at the 3-month chart. So you can see here, right? Let's pull up the 1-month chart. We could probably see it even clearer. So, yeah, if we zoom in here, you can see right here, just above $119, right here, just above $119, we do likely, there it is, we do likely have a little bit of liquidity sitting above this level, right? Pull back up that heat map. We are coming to grab this liquidity. In my opinion, the way I view the market, this is what I'm looking at, right? Saying, hey, there's liquidity up here. This is why we were looking at the level yesterday and why I marked it out as an SFP level, because if we popped above this level and we liquidate all those shorts, you could potentially look for a short, if you get the swing failure pattern to actually occur, and confirm, you could look for a potential pullback and a potential scalp short position. Now, we did just confirm that there is no SFP here, right, on the 1-hour time frame. We just printed that level. We just printed that next candle. There is no swing failure here, unfortunately. You didn't swing fail it on the 12-minute. Well, there you go. Live. Invalidation, right? That's invalidated. I would not look to take that short trade anymore. And this is what I mean, right? This would be, on my chart, the next level I'd be looking at for a short. But you can't just blindly short the level. We come here. We did not get the swing failure pattern, so I would wait for higher, right? Where's your next target? This is no longer relevant. Your daily level sitting right here at $120, right? So you come up here. That will be your next level of resistance, simply put. Now, zooming out a bit more, we are not even to the exciting part on Solana, because if this pump does wind up continuing and we break that daily right here at $120, we are going to be approaching a very, very exciting level, which is this value area low at $133. And you guys know what happens when we flip those value area lows. Now, in this particular scenario, I would look for a break of the POC as well. Once you break that POC and get a move to the upside, that is where you're looking for massive upside on Solana to potentially bring you up to a $204 to $206 Solana token, right? But other than that, I will be looking. Let me see here. Let me activate some of these other levels. Boom. Where are we? It's probably this one and this one and this one. So, yeah, there we go. Right, so just like we have this little local range here, guys, if I were to delete these levels to clean up the chart, we did this yesterday. I took the bigger range out, and if you were watching the live stream from not too long ago where we were looking at this long setup, we just gave a freebie long setup on the live stream, and this one is playing out beautifully as we longed that value area low. However, I did not take this trade, full transparency. I wasn't trading Solana, but still a little bit of a freebie setup there. But if we hide this, you guys can see, right? If we do wind up getting a harsh rejection from this daily, where's that next key level of support? Well, I would probably look to test that value area high, that previous value area high. This is it says value area low. I don't know why, but I know why, because it was the value area low from that old little range. But if we get that cool off, right, let's say you come into the daily, you get a rejection, I would look potentially to that value area high as a key level of support. And we could see if we would have some kind of confluence there. You do have your golden pocket confluence sitting at that level as well. So there's no guarantees we come down there. But if you do get the spill to the downside, that would be the next level of support I would look at. Bada boom. Bada bing, right there. So there you go. That is what I'd be looking at. Now, in the grand scheme of things, Solana is one of those coins that was stuck in that bear market range. Obviously, we did have that Alameda Research FTX little debacle happened, so it did almost go to zero. However, you basically, right, if you just don't look at the volume profile and you just look at this as a range, you guys can see it was basically in this little bear market range. Like, it's just separating this little, like, dump to the downside. This was that bear market range for Solana and that weekly money flow crossover, just like it did for all the other coins. This money flow crossover right here indicated the breakout, and we are approaching that bull market range, which could be opening up the door to that $204 Solana. $204 to $206 Solana. So there you go. That is what I'd be looking at on Solana, not only in the short term, but also the long term. Let's see. Let me peep something here real quick, ladies and gents. Not gonna lie, guys. I would have degened here. If we had low time frame bear divs, I would have degened into this for you guys. But confirmations are just not there. All right, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, 800% appreciation by Solana was missed by many. Yeah, unbelievable. Everybody thought it was going to zero. Speaking about sharing wins and losses, guys, I talk about this often. This is one of my biggest mistakes. Not biggest mistakes, but biggest mistakes, right? I was looking to DCA into Solana. We got this big dump to the downside, and we started correcting, right? And now from the top of the bull market, this was a 90% dump, right? So once we got this dump, I'm thinking, hey, 80 to 90% on the altcoins in a bear market is typical. You lose about 75 to 85 or 85 to 90% of the value on the altcoins. So once we got that 90% dump, I figured, hey, this is probably not a bad time to start dollar cost averaging in. Dollar cost average, 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 went to zero. Literally bought just before it went to zero. So I don't nail it all the time either, guys. And obviously, this was a little hard to predict. This was kind of like a black swan in itself. But there you go, right? Absolutely got destroyed on that DCA. And I had to wait all the way basically till, October 2023 to get back to break even on that position, right? I did not panic sell at the bottom. Even though people were saying it went to zero, I had already lost so much money that it wasn't worth it to me to realize the loss down here. I just was praying for some kind of a bounce. As a matter of fact, I actually picked up some 3x pre-leveraged tokens on Solana down here to try to degenerately gain my money back. And that trade absolutely slapped back to the upside, and now I'm way up on Solana. So definitely made a huge mistake here DCAing before it went to zero, but then I degenerately got myself way back into profit. Highly do not recommend anybody try that at home. Way higher chance that I just wound up getting wrecked on that than not. I got lucky there. All right, let's continue on here. LFG, Jasmine, and ETH, shout out to Chief Santana, or is it Santana? Shout out to you, bro. We actually just went over Solana. We just went over Jasmine and ETH. Go ahead. If you scrub back just a little bit, you will see that. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's see. All right. So let's take a look at Cardano. Take a look at the Coinbase chart, and here we are with all levels respected here. So we were in this massive volume profile with not only the lows, but also the highs beautifully respected, the lows beautifully respected, and the highs beautifully respected. So beautiful little range here. However, I will answer the question. I forget who asked it. Somebody said, shout out to Leroy Essel, said excellent content here. I appreciate you, bro. Yeah, shout out to Chief Santana. I love you back, man. We in a bull market. Shout out to Creighton C. Let's go. All right, let's take a look here. So, and I forgot who asked about it, but I will talk about how potential targets to the upside for the bull market, right? If we do break all-time highs and go off into the mega bull run, what are some higher prices we could expect on Cardano? Now, locally, still going to be taking a look at this range, right? Just like this range was respected beautifully back here. This is why we extrapolated these levels to the current price, and we are now respecting these levels once again, right? So once we break out of this level, and I will also say, right, this is for what it's worth, we are banging our head right now. The resistance we are finding here is on this macro golden pocket 786 retracement level. So if we break above this golden pocket, simply put, the most likely place for price to go is going to be that 786 naked daily point of control sitting at about 77 cents, 786 sitting at about 76 cents. And then I'm not 100% positive what this is, so I'm just going to get rid of that. And yeah, that's what I would look at. Look at this big chunk of loose volume. That doesn't make sense. Look at this big volume gap that we have here. Let the volume respawn here, right? So you have your high volume, right? High volume, tiny little high volume node, and then your volume picks back up, right? So this low volume node here, once we break above that golden pocket, is probably going to give us a quick move up to that naked daily point of control, which would be the next key level of resistance. Now, as far as market cipher, coming up to the weekly, very similar to a lot of the other altcoins. You got that money flow crossover into the green on the weekly. This one actually was a little late, right? This one was a little bit of a late signal for that bear market range breakout. Not really, though, actually, if you think about it, right? If I actually go ahead and pull this as a volume profile, yeah, your bear market range, I know this is getting hard to see, but this is your bear market range, really, right? Your value area, right? You're in this range, bada boom, bada bing, money flow crosses over into the green right here, right? I know this is messy, guys. Bear with me, though. You break back in, finally get the legitimate breakout. This might be the breakout. But those are the key levels I'd be looking at above. But really what I want to look at here is going to be what I would be looking at here. Let's see what we can look at for potential new all-time highs for Cardano. Now, obviously, this is very, very hard to kind of predict, as there is no way to look left. But I will say this. Cardano's previous all-time high was at about $3.09, give or take. Your next Fibonacci extension level is coming in at $4.28, or the little next pocket would be sitting right up here. Now, this is very far away, obviously, but, potentially seeing a move up to about, 428 to 487 would be very likely, in my opinion, if you break that all-time high. But, this is very... not suggestive. This is very speculative, right? So that would be the next kind of major level I would look at if you break that all-time high. I would look for a move into that $4.28 to $4.87 level. And then above that, your $6 and $7 Cardano is sitting just above. But let's get to the first levels first. But yeah, this is, maybe a 10. How much more of a... how high is that off of our... Yeah, a 3x from the previous all-time high is somewhat plausible in my opinion. A $10 Cardano. It's kind of hard to say, to be honest. But those are definitely the next technical targets that I would look at if you were able to break that all-time high. So it's not like it's hard for me to tell. It's very hard to say if it will get here. But it's very it's more sound to say if you break this level, right? If you break this level, then that is going to be your next key level, right? It's basically you're guessing if it's going to get there because you don't know what's going to happen, right? Like we could easily, you could get something crazy happen to Cardano and then, it's unpredictable and it just nukes to zero, right? But if you do break the all-time highs, that's the key level I would be looking at. Hopefully that helps you out, brother. I appreciate you for asking the question. But let's go ahead and continue on here. We got Jay Chetta in the chat, says, what's up, y'all? What is going on, bro? Guys, don't forget to smash that like button. 1,000 likes. Over $1,000 in Bitcoin given away on Friday. Smash up that like button. The Hybrid family is here. What is going on, the Hybrid family? I'm just kidding. Shout out to the Hybrid family. Says, use the ADA crypto for bigger history. Oh, baby. Let's see. Okay, hang on. I assume, wait, what do you mean? Shout out to the Hybrid family. What do you mean by ADA crypto? Huh. Shout out to the Hybrid family. Coinbase only goes back so far. Yes. Yes. Shout out to the Hybrid family. We want $1,000. Smash that like button. But yeah, no, I totally get what you're saying, Hybrid family. Let me see. I guess Binance probably has more price history. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, the all-time high, yeah, same thing. But yeah, there is much more price history here. But same thing. I would look at those Fibonacci extension levels for sure as that next key level of resistance. All right, let's go ahead and see what we got going on. Today I lost half my bag in the flush out. Entered again a little bit later in AVAX and INJ. Could you please take a look at one of those, please? Shout out to Brad Pitt, not to be confused with the very, very familiar name, Brad Pitt. Shout out to you, bro. Yes, we could take a look at, I'm sorry to hear that, man. But yeah, we'll take a look at AVAX for sure. I'll try to squeeze that in, and then we'll take a look at Algo as well. Let's take a look at AVAX. We can't leave Brad Pitt hanging here. Okay, let me know. Bread, are you in a long or a short? Wait, Brett, are you the one that was in the long from $35? And we were just praising you because it was a fire trade. You had a nice bullish divergence down here. Let me know. Bada boom. Shout out to Mark Dutch said just in 45% of all viewers don't like Frankie Candles. Shout out to Mark Dutch. Oh man. Well, anyway. Yeah, whatever. I'm just kidding, guys. But shout out to Mark Dutch. Smash that like button, people. Smash that like button, Mafia. Let's go. I mean, we literally pay you to smash that like button. It helps push out the content and spread the love of the Candle Mafia throughout the crypto space. We love you, Frank. Shout out to Crypto Buddy. What is going on, bro? Thank you for being here. 45.1%, Manitoir. Yo, let's go. Anyway, let's hide this position and talk about where where AVAX can go next. So, simply put, actually, what we were looking at on that actual exactly. Okay, yeah. Shout out to Brad Pitt. Long, yes. Okay, fire. So you're long from $35, Brad. That's you, right? Doing good work. Shout out to Max B. I appreciate you, bro. Yo, Philly skills, bro. You're wild for that. Shout out to you, bro. I'm not going to read it out loud, but shout out to you. You're funny, man. But shout out to Brad Pitt here. Nice long off the value area low. And I believe what we were talking about was if we crack that POC, you got to be careful of the pullback. But if we crack that POC, we could potentially look for a move towards that value area high, which is a little bit of a choppy road, but we are starting to see that play out right now. So you got the long at the low. You fought that POC. You got that kind of leverage flush down here when Bitcoin dumped. But now we're back above the POC. Potentially could look to target that $43.27 AVAX if you continue above this POC. So this POC at 39.40, as long as you remain above this level, guys, that is going to be where you're going to be looking for that move to the value area high. You lose the POC, you could look for a pushback down to the low, but as long as you remain above this level, I would have my eyes on the target of this value area high. Doesn't guarantee that we get there, but more often than not, when you get above that POC and you hold it as support, the next stop is going to be that value area high. So that's what I'm looking at, brother. Now, the other thing we were looking at on AVAX recently when we were talking about your trade, which, by the way, fire trade once again, and I'm really glad that, you know, this POC interaction, we got above it. Like, if this plays out, bro, you took the trade, I co-signed the TA, and if it all plays out together, bro, like, we got to meet up in real life so we get high five, because that is not deserving of an air five over the internet. We got a high five in real life. But anyway, with the money flow coming up here, this 4-hour money flow actually doesn't look bad. Fresh 4-hour green dot. And once that money flow crosses into the green, that would kind of be the seal of approval, in my opinion, to really give you a strong bias towards looking for that higher target here at 43.27. But I just want to, Brad, I do just want to say, I don't want you to think that it's guaranteed you get up here, right? You could easily just dump from where we are right now. Understand that if you are in profit, you probably, for me, this is how I would handle this trade, is I would simply be taking TP1 at the POC, which I think you might have said you did on the last stream. TP at the POC is what I would do, not financial advice, just sharing with what I would do. And then, you know, TP2 would be that value area high. But if you're already up, you know, as of right now, 14.88%. That's a nice move on a leverage trade like that, brother. So take that for what it's worth. Money flow crossover into the green will be a nice seal of approval to look for more upside. But other than that, volume profiles, as long as you remain above that POC, would be looking up towards that value area high. Golden, you're a legend. Shout out to Golden. Tony 007. Is that Tony D's alt account? What the heck is going on? Shout out to Tony D. Well, shout out to Tony D too, but shout out to Tony 007. Shout out to Medic Money. What is going on, bro? Why don't you like and subscribe and share this video with someone you think might like it too? Shout out to Wick589. I think that's a really, really good plan, brother. I think that's a very good plan. Smash that. We got 929 people in here. Less than 600 likes. Literally going to give away $1,000 if we get 1,000 likes. over $1,000. It's like $1,200. And it's Bitcoin too, so it's gonna keep going up. So smash up that like button, Mafia. And if you do, my goats will be very happy. If you guys don't know, I have tons of goats in my backyard. I'm kidding. I don't really, but it's a joke. Anyway. Oh, God. They're back in the house. I'm just kidding, guys. Let's continue on and see. Okay, so let's take a look at Algorand really quick, and then maybe we'll actually take a look at INJ as well. Take a look at Algorand here. This is an old – oh, no, it's not that old. Okay, so, again, guys, straight volume profiles. Just literally – yeah, look at the touch on this top of this golden pocket. Unbelievable. Okay, so let me get my bearings here. Right here, this golden pocket from the high to the low. Let me go ahead, and I'm actually going to clear this, right? We don't need this. We don't need this. We will need this. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just hide that. I'm just going to hide this, and I'm going to delete that. Okay, and then I'm going to delete this. I'm going to delete this. I'm just going to delete all this. So here we are, right? Golden pocket retracement. I mean, we tapped the top of this golden pocket like to the dollar. Look at that. That's pretty. Jeez, that is wild. Oh, my God. Oh, my. To the pixel. Look at that. Oh, my God. I don't even know where it went. Oh, there it is. That's wild, guys. That's insane. Beautiful touch on the top of that golden pocket. Obviously, this is that's useless to look at that close. But, I mean, simply put here, guys, you got two things here. If you break above this golden pocket, this is the same thing we were looking at on Algo last time. You break above this golden pocket, looking for that 786 at 25 cents or 0.2527 cents. That's going to be the next likely place. And if we go ahead and undo some of that, you obviously have this local value area. So I'm actually going to get rid of this stuff. And then I'm going to resize this value area. And we're going to grab that PO. We don't want that. Let's go here. POC. Value area low. There we go. So simply put, forgetting about all the Fibonacci levels, right now we've gone from the low of this volume profile to the POC to the high, deviation, rejection off this value area low, and now we are back within this range, right? So locally, what I'd be looking at here is if we get stuck underneath this value area high, we could potentially look for a move back down to the POC and then back below the POC down to the value area low right here at 19 cents. Now, if we break out, simply put, same thing we were looking at last time, looking for a move above this value area low, flip it to support, and then look for a move to the POC and then the value area high. Simply put, just a game of volume profiles. Not much more to, TA to do here on Algorand, right? On the high end, maybe looking at a 24-cent Algorand. On the lower end, maybe looking at a 19-cent Algorand. Now, money flow on your 6-hour is coming out somewhat. 4-hour money flow is also coming out. And then your 2-hour, yeah, kind of hard to say, to be honest with you. Money flow crossover into the green. I say you continue up long term, or medium term, I should say, with that money flow crossover. I say maybe you get a little bit of a cool off. This is a guess, right, based off analysis. But if this VWAP comes down, gives us a red dot on the momentum wave, we will have a technical bearish divergence at a key level of resistance that could call for a move to the POC or even the value area low, where we could potentially look for new long positions to ride back to the high of the range with anticipation of filling the next range above, right? That's kind of what I would look for. Short-term pullback, money flow crossover on the daily, likely to continue the trend to the upside because remember, the money flow indicates the longer-term trend, and you're looking for higher lows and higher highs to come in. So maybe you either come up, test the POC, come up, test the value area low before continuing the longer-term trend to the upside. Now, it would be even saucier if we can get a little bit of confluence on that golden pocket value area low. Yeah. So, yeah, POC and value area low are the next saucy levels of support right here. Between 1993 and 1955, both beautiful years. I was alive for both of those. And then 786 sitting right here at about 1905, also alive for that year. So that short-term pullback off that daily red dot, I would look for something like this. Potential bounce off there. If not, potential bounce off there. If you lose this range, probably going lower, right? Closer to 17 cents. So there you go. That is what I'd be looking at on Algorand. And let's go ahead and take a quick look at INJ. Let's see. INJ getting a nice little breakout of the range here. Potentially. Let's see. 4-day green dot is printing. 5-day green dot is also printing. 6-day green dot is also printing. Weekly green dot printing. Money flow coming up. This looks bullish in my opinion. In the longer term, definitely looking bullish. And look at this, guys. This is what we were looking at on the stream the other day. We were watching this naked point of control coming from all the way back here as a key level of support, looking for a potential pullback. And if you were watching that, let me come up to a higher time frame. If you were looking at this, right, man, I'll be dang. I don't know. If this is not exactly what I was looking for last time I looked at INJ, I am blind. I would bet my life that this is exactly what we were looking at. Deviation below the range into a 786 naked daily point of control for a potential revisit into the range, flip that value area low to support, look to go up to the POC and the value area high. Obviously, we got that big leverage flush, and now we are breaking out once again. This actually does not look too bad, especially with all the high time frame green dots. What would be the next move up for INJ? To be quite honest with you guys, let me see. I think we have another chart with more predictive price targets, or maybe not. Yeah, I guess not. What we could do is let me go ahead and pull this fib real quick. From the high to the low. Yeah, so next target for INJ. Man, this thing has just been going absolutely ballistic. Next targets for INJ would be, in my opinion, right up here between 54 and 51.34, or 54.53 and 51.34. Those are kind of confusing numbers to say. But let's see. Yeah, right about there. That is what I would look for. You break out, little bing bong, little bing bong. Next target is definitely going to be up there. So if that daily green dot, that daily green dot, that weekly green dot, the 5-day green dot, all these higher time frame green dots printing, if they give you a move to the upside, that's your next target for INJ. Shorter term, taking a look at the 4-hour, I would say 4-hour green dot confirmed. Money flow in the green. Kind of hard to say. You are putting some bear divs in, but obviously you want to be careful with those bearish divergences in such a bullish environment like this. So I would not be shorting this thing, but I would be looking for higher prices. But that divergence, that red dot on the 4-hour is likely to give us a pullback. Again, not something I would short, but just something I would look for as a signal. Look for a signal just for that pullback before potentially looking for a retest of the POC before a bigger breakout. But again, next targets between 51.34 and 54.53. Shout out to the Soulless Barber. Let's make this happen. Let's make this haircut happen. Check your Discord DMs. Shout out to Soulless Barber. Okay, I will. Shout out to you, bro. Did you DM me? I will check it. And yeah, shout out to the Soulless Barber. Where are you located, bro? Let me know. Shout out to Soulless Barber. Dude, we are looking for barbers. Not going to lie. The ATL is not home of any kind of skilled barber at all. I haven't found them. It's like they close their eyes and cut your hair. It's pretty wild. I don't know if, like, New York just has superior barbers, but I don't know. The ATL just don't got them. Unless you're an ATL and you're a good barber, please find me. Let's make it happen. Okay, Virginia Beach. All right, shout out to Soulless Barber. I will check my Discord DMs, and I will get back to you ASAP, brother. I mean, heck, at this point, I would go to Virginia Beach to get my haircut. Obviously, I'm kidding. But, hey, I haven't had a good haircut since the last time I got a haircut from New York. Tyler Durden said, Frankie Candles, you answer DMs? Why are mine blocked? Oh, no, Tyler, there's actually I'm having trouble with Discord. I'm actually in touch with yeah, no, you're not blocked, dude. I promise. Don't worry. Anyway, guys, let's get back to the charts. I'm just kidding, Tyler. I'm just kidding. Shout out to Tyler Durden. I would never block you, brother. But anyway, let's continue on here. Let me just make sure I didn't miss any super chats here. really quickly, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Arkham 50% just now. Can you check? Yes. Shout out to Roberto. Yes, I can definitely check that for you. Bada boom, Soulless Barber. We've read that one. Thanks, Frank. Love your style. Shout out to Crypto, buddy. I appreciate you. Tony D said Frank says data and not data, or data and not data. I don't know. I think I swap data and data. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I'll say data. Sometimes I say data. But I always say Mario. That's for sure. All right. Let's see. And I think that is it. Dang, there was a lot of super chats here. But yeah, I think we did get them. Draw a line and send it. Thanks for all the sauce. Thanks for all the sauce from Frankie and Premium Mafia. Y'all helped me lock in some nice gains on this wild price action. So much more to come. Shout out to Crypto Naughty. Let's go, bro. I see you out there crushing it, my man. Let's see. Okay, so let's check out Arkham. Let's go ahead and check it. Take a look at the MEXC chart. Oh, baby. Oh, God. Oh, my God. This thing just going up. I don't know why the chart spawned like that. Is this the biggest chart or the longest price history? There we go. Okay. Well, dang. Well, hot dang. This thing is on fire, guys. This thing is on fuego. Okay. So let's go ahead and bada boom. Let's go ahead and bada bing. So yeah. $2.39, $2.27. That's going to be the next zone of resistance. We're actually approaching this, quite quickly. These are definitely the next targets I would look at to the upside. Not really much to go off of here, assuming this is the full price history of the coin. Next targets to the upside are simply $2.27, $2.39, and then I would also look up towards $2.76 if you do break this next Fibonacci zone, right? So you crack up above this fib level, and then bada boom, come on up to the $2.76 level, and then you would have to pull new fibs to find the new targets as you make these next highs. But simply put, this is what I would be looking at on Arkham. Take a look at the weekly. VWAP is rolling back over to the downside on the weekly. A little bit, not enough information to kind of take anything away from this. Take a look at the 5-day. Yeah, green dot printing on the daily. Yeah, 2-day green dot. Yeah, kind of weird. These higher daily and weekly time frames are looking to cool off, but the daily's got a fresh green dot. The 2-day's got a fresh green dot. So, yeah, kind of mixed signals here. If you continue up, these are your key levels of resistance. If you come down, I would watch this entire cluster right here. Turn this long. Yeah, I would definitely watch this this cluster right here. So if you do come down, key level of support going to be about $1.71 to $1.59. That's where I would look for the bounce, the higher low, and the potential target bounce to your next target. That's what I would look for. If you continue up, those are the levels of resistance. Kind of mixed signals on the indicators, I will be honest with you. So I'm not going to really give a strong direction on this. Money flow coming out with VWAP rolling over on the 4-hour, so maybe you cool off. Kind of hard to say, but these are definitely the key levels I would be looking at. So there you go, Roberto. Hopefully that helps you out, my brother. Let's go ahead and continue on. Let's see. Bing, bada boom. Thanks, bro. No problem, Roberto. That is why I'm here, brother. I appreciate you for tuning in. Hopefully that helps you out. I know it's hard, but I don't want to give a strong direction if I'm not confident in it, right? So I'd rather just give you the key levels. If I had to make a guess here, 4-hour does look like it might want to pull back a little bit first before another move to the upside. ETH going higher. Let's see. Bada boom. ETH going higher. Yeah, baby. Going for that value area high. Once again, fresh green dot on the 4-hour. Everything's just going straight up in a line, it seems like. Maybe this 4-hour red dot cools us off a little bit, guys. But this is not the time to go giga short, in my opinion. I will be looking up towards these previous all-time highs. But I know there's a lot of altcoins that you guys want to see, but unfortunately, we can only look at so many. I saw a bunch of people asking for Cody. Shout out to KJ. I see a bunch of people asking for ICP. We will try to get to these either in tomorrow's video if we do one in the morning or we will just move them to tomorrow's live stream. Otherwise, we're going to wind up being live here for like 6 hours, which honestly wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But we're already at that 1 hour and 53 minute mark. So with all that being said, guys, super exciting for Bitcoin. And yeah, I don't know, guys. This is crazy. It's like, I will... I mean, next key level, all-time high, $69,182. And then, like, more locally, $64,708. Those are really the only things in the way of where we are right now in that all-time high. And then we break that all-time high, we could be looking up towards $77,000 or $75,000 to $80,000 potentially before we start to cool off at those next spider lines for Bitcoin. So with all that being said, Mafia, shout out to everybody out there making money. Shout out to everybody there in their leverage trades, making money, using those volume profiles, using the Frankie Candles Essentials Lux Algo Indicator, which, by the way, is free if you guys want to check it out on TradingView. Just search my name. Totally free to use, no strings attached. Go check it out and start making some of that money. All the links to our exchanges are in the description down below if you guys want to sign up and save some money with deposit bonuses or fee discounts. We still have our Blowfin 30-day Mafia discount going. If you guys want to trade on Blowfin, go check that link out. If one of the mods can drop that link, Tony D. Go check that out, guys. And with all that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if Bitcoin rips again, we may go live in the morning as well, depending on what happens. But with all that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong. Bitcoin to the MF and moon. Let's go.
Phone started jumping, what a day. Swear to God I need it, now I can't afford to wait. I just had a fan hit me up from Kuwait. Told him this would happen and we not a minute late. Seen him down bad, now they tryna hate. Same ones try to hit me for the raise. Got a mill, now they coming with a blaze. Check the numbers, fam, I swear I'm getting paid. I'm a Don just like the Perrier. It's one time when I'm looking at a face. On the low like I'm pushing up the bass. Come down and I'll meet him at a gate. Got a check and I bought myself a place. They get some money and they blow it on bait. I don't flex but I'm pushing all the weight. Told them all I swear I got it's what it takes. Phone started jumping, what a day. Swear to God I need it, now I can't afford to wait. I just had a fan hit me up from Kuwait. Told him this would happen and we not a minute late.
Please don't pump it again. No, the longs are paid out. But I'm in the short. Come on. Let me cash out one short and then send it again. Tosh, come on, dude. Bro, we've been friends since we were 3. Okay, so you'll dump it. You'll dump it for BlackRock, but you won't dump it for your best friend. Tosh, come on, dude. Just a little dump. Let me get into profit. Let me make some money and then send it back up. Come on, bro. Come on. That time I stuck up for you in 6th grade, dude. Come on. Fine. Yes, I know. Yes, you've made me. Yes, you've helped me a lot. Yes, I've made a lot of money in the long. Yes. Okay, fine. I won't complain. All right. All right. Love you, bro. All right. Hasta pasta, bro. Come on, Satoshi. Just nuke it, man. Oh, no. Oh, no. Did you guys hear that? You guys didn't hear any of that, did you? My friend, his name is Tosher, is his name. We're friends since we were kids. Just don't worry about it, guys. Actually, what, Mrs. Okay, I'm coming. Guys, Mrs. Candle just said dinner's ready, guys. I got to get out of here. Hasta pasta, Mafia. I love you guys. Send this thing to the effing moon. That's all I got. Frank Candle's out. Bing bong.
follow his lead, repeat after me. I know they lurking, this serpent is circling, but I never worry, cause he got the keys. He let it bleed, never put me on the freeze. Just look how he spit it to me. It'll be out of right after I seek. You can't make the promise unless you the king. Jay with a baby, I am what he made me. No, you cannot shame me, so it's for the birds. Buy for a price, you ain't know what it's worth. He not letting go like it's grandmama purse. Rolling with heavy, he feeling kinda discouraged, cause he feeling down in the dirt. I told him heavy, you only need faith, cause yes, you already did all the work. Life or death, this life is best. I'd rather see the vision complete instead of the speed to find regret. You gotta breathe so you can be free, so you never need the ice and checks. This be my plea, I lost my debt. I gotta cheese, I found my flex. I gotta be, I gotta breathe, I gotta breathe. Keep moving. Drive, keep it moving, hit the gas, on to the next play, no dwelling in the past, It's unusual how pain can make you glad. He come with the king and he know how to win. He come to your team and he do it again. Rain and sleep, when the sun is at its peak. Gotta keep moving my feet until my journey is complete.